This is when you know you're starting to make a move, maybe on the base of the mountain. When you make decisions, not always, you're not all the way up, but more and more often for the love of it. Let's say you marry somebody out of fear. You're afraid nobody else will have you. Versus what if you marry somebody because you love them? Is that a big difference? How many divorced people in here? Don't raise your hands. Yeah, a lot. Or you take a certain job out of fear you may not get a job. Versus accept a certain job, and maybe it takes a while to get it, for the love of it. Even if it pays less, for something you love to do. When you start making decisions for the love of it, versus out of fear you won't get another chance, that's a huge sign that you're moving on up. I think the divine wants us to make decisions for the love of it, not out of fear, or out of guilt, or out of worry. It's also showing, which we don't talk about much, you're starting to trust. If the person you're marrying out of fear, nobody else will have you, you're starting to trust the divine knows there's somebody there for you, or a job for you, if you're just a little patient. So to start making decisions more for the love of it, rather than out of fear, and I don't want to take the time today, from my view, it's showing a whole lot of stuff, and more that we've covered here, that is starting to work in your life. Because you can fake it up here for a while and do a lot of these things mechanically, but when something like a mate or college or a job, if you take these teachings into those and make the decision for the love of it, rather than keep the teachings up here in this building, but out there keep living the same old way, if you're making decisions that are important to you in your life for the love of it, what's that showing? It's showing that you're really starting to walk the teachings that we're showing you, what we call the path of love. And you get up this mountain, the path you find, if you look at the fine print on the path, it's path of love. You can't get up the mountain very far unless you want truth and love. They're kind of the same thing. And unless you start integrating the things you learn, for example, here and in life, you start integrating them when it's scary. Like if you really want a certain job or a certain mate or something, and you're so anxious, you'll take anything, even for the fear you won't get another opportunity. You're not really, that's when you know you're not integrating what you've learned in life. You don't trust this enough to actually use it out there. So this is really important. If you start making, you may not make all of them, but if you make a few decisions, career or mate or certain things, for the love of it, something you love or somebody you love, rather than I might not get another chance, it says a lot. Basically, when you make a decision for the fear of it, a term that people are used to, you're settling. And that's your choice, you have free will. But at a certain point growing, wouldn't it be nice not to settle all the time? Some big things in life, not to settle. You're not going to walk out and just all of a sudden not settle anything. But more and more, don't settle. Have the trust and the confidence to know the divine, give it a little time, will find you what's right for you, for the love of it. In other words, not settling. And that's easy to say up here in a class environment. But when something that's important out there, like giving up a weekend, something else more important or something, and you choose to do something that's better for your journey, now you know you're for real. That you're really starting to walk. You're not just packing your backpack, thinking about the mountain, you're actually going up the mountain.